Because I think it was a clean fight and exciting one, right on the limit. And in those situations is where I get my enjoyment from my profession. The fact that I am aggressive, I am very strong about my passion, my profession, brings me some difficulties from time to time. It's in my personality, first of all, and of course I have developed it throughout my life, and I have applied it in motor racing. So many times it's one of my qualities. Sometimes it has cost me a race or has cost me some good results, but this is my characteristic, this is my personality, and that's what I am. The main thing is to be yourself and not allow people to disturb you, to be different because they want you to be different. You gotta be yourself. Some people may like you, some people dislike you. You're just a human being, like everybody. You fail sometimes, you succeed some others. The main purpose is to succeed, of course, but many times it's through a mistake due to your own personality or your own character or interference that you get on the way that you learn. And the main thing is to make sure you learn through your mistakes and get better.
El estilo se va cumpliendo con el tiempo. Nadie nació sabiendo. Yo al principio, cuando yo corría, todo lo agarraba fuerte. Hasta me lastimaba las manos. Después comprendí que no era necesario. Con los dedos se manejaba mejor. Y que todo se va haciendo con el tiempo. Nadie nació sabiendo.
There is so much to learn and to do it, I believe. That for me, the only way to be stronger and to be more self-confident that I'm doing really the maximum that I can do under those circumstances is by concentrating and trying to remember every single detail regarding that situation and to imagine any future problems and therefore get it as right as possible. And you develop it through the year, through the time you develop it.
I think the combination of his intelligence, his raw ability was one of the biggest things that impressed me, and his total ability to concentrate when he's in that car, whether it's testing, qualifying or racing. To me was like a mobile computer. He could recall test days, he could do this, and it really got me G'd up more to look into every fine detail, because I felt he was putting in 110%, and we were putting in 100%, so we went to 110% as well.
He was a young guy when he came to us, younger than most of our drivers had been, but with an amazing maturity and very single-minded, very determined. Racing was his career and he was going to be the best. We'd obviously worked with a number of drivers over the years, and we expected Ayrton to come with us, albeit with a very high reputation, but we expected him to come to us as a relative newcomer and needing training, etc. And that just wasn't the case. I mean, the guy was technically superb from day one.
When I first came to Formula 1 in '84, I was starting. So I had so much to learn and to achieve that any good result was a progress. was a motivation. Then I changed to a bigger team, to Lotus, and I still went up and up and up. And I'm still doing it. So even when I have some problems, I look always to the next race. Because maybe one race I have no chance, but next one or the next 5 will be good against one bad one. So you got to try to make the numbers bigger and bigger.
His approach was basically to sit down with the engineers, confirm that things he was expecting to be done to the cars had been done, talking about the setup. He'd spend a lot of time on tyres, because in those days there were choices of tyres. He would work out a program in conjunction with the engineers and myself of what we wanted to try during practice, how we wanted to try it, when we wanted to run full tanks, how many laps we would do on this, that and the other. And then it would flow from there.
When I start with them, I didn't have the car, the tires were not flat, square. They were a bit round, so I was going like this, you know.
Ayrton s'intéressait énormément au moteur. Dès le début de sa coopération avec nous, il avait passé beaucoup de temps avec moi-même, avec Bruno Mauduit, pour comprendre comment fonctionnait ce moteur, pour comprendre quels étaient les paramètres importants qui régissaient le fonctionnement du moteur, les températures, les régimes, la pression de suralimentation, et comment ces paramètres interréagissaient les uns par rapport aux autres, ce qui est quand même quelque chose de difficile à comprendre. Mais il avait bien saisi. C'était un garçon qui comprenait facilement, qui avait des dialogues aisés, je dirais, avec les techniciens, avec les ingénieurs. Et il s'était tellement investi dans le développement de ce moteur que c'était un peu son moteur. Et pour nous, c'était fascinant, mais extrêmement productif.
At low rev, 9 to 10 or 10, yeah, 9 to 10 especially, I don't get the boost. Yeah.
Et ce qui nous a apporté, nous, à l'époque, c'était la façon de nous guider dans les développements à faire sur le moteur. C'est-à-dire que lui, il faisait des choix en nous disant ça c'est bien, ça c'est pas bien, et il faudrait plutôt travailler dans cette voie-là et pas dans cette voie-là. Et on s'est rendu compte qu'il ne s'est jamais trompé, il nous a toujours emmenés dans les bonnes directions en nous guidant parfaitement. Il était très porté sur les turbos et d'ailleurs on était tellement porté dessus que moi je l'ai vérifié un par un et lui il était toujours derrière moi quand je l'ai vérifié. Il avait même un pied à coulisses des fois pour être sûr qu'on l'embrouille pas. Et bon, ça c'est son tempérament, je veux dire, il contrôle tout, il est sans arrêt derrière les gens, il essaye de comprendre en même temps, donc c'est pour ça qu'il essaye de tout contrôler avec toi, de tout comprendre. Je crois que le pire c'était de le rencontrer à l'hôtel le soir quand on rentrait à 11h et qu'on avait qu'une envie c'est de se coucher et qu'on refaisait encore 2 séances d'essai dans un fauteuil en faisant 15 tours de circuit, quoi.
It's not fun after all. Together with the fun, you have to apply yourself. You have to put up with things that not always are very nice. But it's part of it. And I believe in the ability of focusing strongly in something, then you're able to extract even more out of it. It's been like this all my life. And it's been only a question of improving it and learning more and more. And there is almost no end. As you go through, you just keep finding more and more. It's very interesting, it's fascinating.
One of the things that was most awe-inspiring about him as a race driver was his ability somehow to detach his mind from the physical requirements of driving the car. And those physical requirements are very high. The G-loads, the physical strength involved in turning the wheel, the braking and so forth and so on. But somehow he managed to separate his mind from those actions with the result that his mind was fully functional even on a pole position lap. And he could come back and he could recall it in the most minute detail And the engineers from Renault and subsequently Honda were absolutely aghast because what he...
I had the time of my